What I'm about to show you is a small clip from a training that I did recently, and at the end of the video I'm going to come back to you because if you'd like to actually participate in a full 4-hour free training that we are currently offering, then I'll give you the details about that at the end of this video. As I said, we talk about two different profit centers. We talk about a build profit, and then we talk about a land profit. And so to illustrate that, I'm just going to show you the first couple of deals that I did. And so this was my first development. And what you don't see from this picture is that there's a house here, and on the other side there's another house. But this was a piece of ground, and behind it there is this field. And the original intention of this ground, why it wasn't built upon, was that the guy who owned it also owned this ground at the back. He was a farmer, and he was going to use this as access into that field because he was looking to get planning permission for the houses in the back of that field. The planners then said to him that he could get access off another road, and so therefore this then was surplus. Now, it wasn't on the market, and in fact, actually how I found it, I was actually searching for land, didn't really know what I was doing. I was looking, in those days it was estate agents' windows, it wasn't really Rightmove, and I had been speaking to the builders merchants because I was going in and out of there doing the renovation on the house that I showed you earlier, and got talking to them and explained to him what I was doing. And he said that this guy, whose name was Willie the farmer, had a plot for sale and was looking to sell it. So I then went and saw Willie, and we did a deal. And so this is kind of just during the construction, and again back to that picture when it was completed. So just to look at the numbers in here, the groundworks, and these numbers are going to seem very low by today's standards, but the groundworks was 13,000. The timber frame kit, which was quite a substantial kit, was 44,000. The masonry, which is the outer block skin for the timber frame kit, 8,000. Plumbing and heating, 9.5. Electrical works, 2,700. The roof and roof structure and tiling, 5,400. The joinery, which was a significant part of the labor, to be honest, because the joiner pretty much did most of the internal works and obviously the erection of the timber frame kit. And he actually did the roof work as well. And he did actually the tiling of the roof as well. So a lot of the work they did. And the decorating proportionately was quite high for this, and it was because we had done what we call a wet dash render on the outside, and then this needed to be painted. So there was quite an expense in actually painting the outside of the property. Kitchen and bathrooms. Oh, I have these automatic lights that go off at some point. So the kitchen and bathroom was 12,000 odd, and so our total costs for the house was 131,000. 218 square meters came out at £600 per square meter, and you most definitely wouldn't build for anything like that today. The other costs associated with this, because this was a single house build, the preliminaries was 6,300. That's like planning permissions, architects' fees, and the likes, and bringing in services at that time. So to add that to the build cost, the landscaping was quite heavy for two reasons. One, that we had to put in a lot of infill. This was quite a low lying plot, so we had to bring in a lot of muck to bring this up. And the second was that it was fairly sizable plot. It was a quarter of an acre, and so we had a run of fencing that was 70 meters long. So it was that obviously added to the cost. Then our selling costs. So our total cost for everything was 150,000. The land I paid 40,000 for, and so the total cost including land 190. Sold it for 295,000, realizing a profit of just almost 105,000. Which gave us 35.49% of GDV. Just to look at this, to really illustrate the point about making a land profit and a build profit, So the land purchased for 40,000. The preliminaries for that, obviously, because there was the most work in terms of getting permissions to do it, and the purchasing price was 4,000. So the total cost of gaining that into a buildable plot was 44,000. It was valued by a surveyor at 75,000. In all honesty, I think I could have at that time sold it for 100,000. This was early 2006. The market was very hot, and one of the things that I was struggling with when I first started at the beginning of 2005 looking for land was anything that was in an estate agent's windows, and there weren't that actually many, was typically around about 100,000, and so I just couldn't make the thing stack up. Just on the land itself, there was effectively a profit of 30,000, which meant that we had a 40% uplift on the value. When we separate that out from the build itself, we got the same cost here as we had before. The prelims is lower here because I've obviously taken out this 4,300 out of there. So our total costs for that, excluding land, was 145,000. If I take the sales, the 75,000 off the sales value, we come out at 220,000. So it's just to show that there was still a build profit in there without the land. So the build profit actually was 33%, which is much higher than the minimum that I would be recommending. As I mentioned at the beginning of this video, we have a free training that we're now offering. This is actually the training that we used to do as a one-day event, and we've decided to bring it online because we have difficulty getting people to travel across the country for just a one-day event, and so therefore, at the request of many of people who are interested in this program, we've now moved it online. However, we are restricting it to 10 people, and the reason for that is because we are actually going to find land in your particular area, so we'd make it very much personalized. This is not a recorded event. It's personalized to each of the delegates that are going to be on that, and for that reason, because it's got the added value, although it's free, we do ask that you pay a £99 deposit. And what we do require is that you attend right from the beginning to the end, that you have your cameras on so that we have active participation. So what we're trying to do is to create the same event online that we would have done in person. So we have that interaction, with plenty of time for questions and answers, and we basically follow the format of first finding land. How do you find land? How do you evaluate land? And then we go on to talk about how do you fund those developments. So if this interests you, then head over to propertydevelopmentuk.com. That's propertydevelopmentuk.com, and you will find the next available date. You will find the details of what's included in the program and the ability to be able to sign up. If you decide to join us, then I look forward to meeting you online. Take care, and thank you for watching.